Hello everyone, I'm Miss Liz from the reality show The Life with Liz. I'd like to take some time out with you to help to get you to know me a little bit better. You know, as the show progresses, you'll get to see myself along with my co-stars in our true element, and as time goes on, you'll get to realize who we are and what we stand for. But what you won't know, unless I tell you, is how we all came to be. And for me, the story is rooted deeply in the roots of Hollywood. Because when I was young, although these people were not in my generation, and their careers had pretty much petered out, I gravitated towards and idolized in some cases the movie stars, the great ladies of the golden age. Elizabeth Taylor, Grace Kelly, Lana Turner, and others as well. Tonight, I would like to share with you a small collection I am extremely proud of. The collection of mementos that originally was acquired by and belonged to Lana Turner. Lana Turner, for those of you who may not be old enough to know or remember, was the femme fatale blonde bombshell of her day. Her day was in the 1940s and 1950s, and she was, prior to Marilyn Monroe appearing on the scene, the most popular blonde actress in Hollywood. In the 1940s and 1950s, Lana Turner's name was paramount, and she was paired with some of the greatest leading men of her day. Her movies were always, almost, blockbusters. Some were not, but many, many great classics that we enjoy today were made starring the beautiful Lana Turner. And while the debate still rages on today as to whether or not she was a great actress, I think she was very good. No one doubts one thing: she played the role of movie star to the hilt. So, it is with great fondness that I look to her for inspiration and true satisfaction that I today, now that she has passed on, am in possession of some of her possessions. Starting with this little ditty. This is a compact, and although you can't see it, on the front it has a very ornate cursive L, which stands for Lana. And then on the inside, as you open it up, it says Max Factor, Hollywood, California. If I were to open this compartment, it would reveal Lana Turner's powder makeup, which is, believe it or not, still in there. And this compact dates from about 1945, 1946. I acquired this compact at a Butterfield's auction in Hollywood, California, a few years after she passed away back in the mid-1990s. And it also came with a large piece of poster art, which I don't know where it is. It's in storage somewhere. But anyway, I bought it at the auction, and it was originally a gift to Lana Turner. She appeared in a number of Max Factor ads that were often in Life magazine, Look magazine, back in the 1940s and 50s, and I believe this is when she started her association with Max Factor. This compact was a gift from Max Factor to her for appearing in his ads, and so that is why it has been personalized with the cursive L, and you'll never see another one quite like it. Also, from the golden days of MGM, which was the greatest studio in the world that Lana Turner was signed onto a contract for many, many years, comes this unique set. This is a set of Lana Turner's silverware. It was used by her in her dressing room bungalow on the MGM set. And I just love this set. It's silver, real silver. It's a pattern from the 1920s called Romance. How appropriate is that? Lana Turner was married 6 or 7 times and was a true romantic at heart. This set, the silver is so heavy. I just love silver that has weight to it. And these pieces all do. It's a complete luncheon set. So it's, service for 6, I believe. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set. And Lana Turner owned and used it for many years in her dressing room. The case is well worn. It's from the 1940s, but it has a brass plaque on the top that bears her name, Lana Turner. And lastly, but perhaps most importantly, I was fortunate enough to acquire an article of clothing that Lana Turner owned. But this is no ordinary article of clothing. This is a coat that Lana Turner, well, this isn't the coat, this is the cover, made from Edwards Lowell, which is to this day a very prominent furrier in Beverly Hills. Lana Turner was a frequent client, from my understanding, of Edwards Lowell. They were originally on Rodeo Drive, and then now they've moved to Wilshire Boulevard. But anyway, I'm going to stand up because this is just truly, truly fantastic. This is Lana Turner's lynx coat, and I was very lucky in negotiations with Lana Turner's daughter, Cheryl Crane, who Lana gave the coat to. Lana Turner bought the coat for herself. She wore it during her Falcon Crest years, and then she gave it to her daughter, Cheryl Crane, when Cheryl wrote her autobiography in 1988 and went on the press circuit on tour, appearing on talk shows. Her mother gave her this coat so that she could be well dressed. And her daughter was kind enough to sell it to me. Lana Turner was a very petite woman. People on screen often look much larger than they really were, but she was only about 5'2" and very thin all of her life. So this is a very tiny coat. And believe me, it's very challenging to actually get in it. But believe me, honey, I do. It's just gorgeous. It's a lynx coat. It is still in superb condition. Of course, it's not worn very often. And in here, although you probably can't see it unless I bring it a little bit closer to you, in here, Lana Turner's name is customized on a label below the furrier's label. Lana Turner's lynx coat. Ah, it feels so wonderful. I love this coat. So, thank you very much for sharing with me the treasures of Lana Turner, her MGM compact, from Max Factor, her MGM silverware, and this exquisite lynx coat that Miss Turner owned. One of the several stars who inspired me and who helped me, I feel, to become what I am. Thank you for listening, and please, always, stay tuned in to our YouTube channel, The Life with Liz, for much, much more. Good night.